Okay, I am live now on AshworthScott Live. I'll just wait for people to join me, and hopefully there'll be quite a few of us today, and we can get on and do some healing. Okay, so hi to anyone who has just joined. I just said I'm just waiting for people to join me. So who is it who's just joined? Are you able to write in the column? Say hi. Oh, 2 people are joined, so nice to see you. Just going to wait for more people. Okay, so I'm glad that you've been able to come on today and join me. So it's a pretty crazy time at the minute. So yeah, just going to wait a bit longer and sort of create a nice, calm, clear space for everyone to join in. Okay, just a couple more minutes. So, how is everyone today? How are they doing? Are they at home, still in work, or I'd like to know if you'd like to say something in the comments column. If you can, I know some people have struggled in the past trying to communicate through the comments, so I understand. Okay. Just releasing any tension, whoever's on, just release anything there that you feel is holding you back, making you a bit on edge. Just feel yourself relaxing and let that go. Okay, so I may as well start now, and I'm going to continue talking anyway, so when people join, they'll be able to sort of catch on quickly what's going on. So yeah, so I'm Gillian Smith, part of AshworthScott Life Sculpting. I work with Nahkila Isha and Javi Mason. So we're a great team, and it's such really lovely to work with such great individuals who are like-minded and enjoy the same things. So yeah, normally I would say you can book an individual appointment for 20 minutes or so, but I'm not going to do that today. I just want today to concentrate on ourselves while we're here. I don't want anyone to feel that they have to book something. I just want them to really concentrate on what we're doing today. And today we are going to release fear. Now, at this time, present time in the world, everyone's feeling the fear that's being created, okay? And so I just want people to concentrate on that and how they feel and what it's doing to them. So yeah, so we'll concentrate on that, and if anyone has any questions, please feel free to write in the comments, let me know. If there's something I've said that you're not really sure of, just ask and I'll explain it a bit better for you. Okay. So yeah, I am an energy healer. I work with people to heal their energy and let go of things that no longer serves us, that we tend to hold on into our energy field. Going back to my other lives, I always say, you know, everything is energy. We're all connected because of this energetic field that we have. We all have the same energetic field. It's just that some of us are just have a bit more heaviness carrying around with us than others. Okay, so that's what we're trying to do today. We are going to get through this heaviness of fear that we're all feeling. Okay, oh, Denise Nicholas said, oh, hi Denise, good morning, or yeah, good afternoon for me, but nice to see you on with us today. So yeah, so talking about fear, it's basically, fear is the base of everybody's story. It's the base of everyone's trauma. It's the base of everyone trying to heal So when you go back through your stories, through your wounds, it will be fear will be at the bottom of it, and you will get to that, and that will be the original wound, the original part of you that stopped you healing, and it is always, always fear. And it's the time now in the world that everyone is feeling so fearful is now to not be afraid of looking at our fears and letting them go, really feeling what they are. There's no point in not looking at our fears, because if we don't look at our fears, then how are we actually going to heal them? You know, it's nothing to be ashamed of. It's nothing to be frightened of. We all have them. We all have this kind of not taking responsibility for our actions, our triggers, our healing. It's everything that we've been programmed to think or feel has been to look for something on the outside. And when you want to look for something on the outside, it's never really truly going to heal you on the inside. It always has to be from the inside out. So yeah, I just wanted to see and put the feelers out of what everyone is fearful for at the minute. You know, there's a lot of craziness going on out there. Whether people are fearful for what's happening now, fearful for what's happened in the past, or fearful of what may happen in the future, even though none of us really know what is going to happen in the future. So I sort of, it came to me the other day, and I wrote it down just to share with everybody. And it's got, it just came through as saying, if you are busy with your fears from the past, how can you live in the present? If you cannot live in the present, how can you picture your future? So when you think of it like that, if all our fears are from past traumas, past experiences, then you know, we can't seem to grow from that negativity. We have to face them, release them, let them go. You know, just take responsibility for our own healing. So if we're still continuing to look in the past, then we're not actually living in the present. And when we live in the present, that is the only time that we can actually heal. We can't heal in the past, we can't heal in the future, we have to heal now. So what our fears are now is what we are going to release today. So if we're not living in the now, then how can we even think about being fearful? What's going to happen in the future? So if you look at it from all the fears that you hold on to, why are we still being fearful in the future? So it doesn't actually quite make sense unless your ego is telling you to be fearful of something that's going to happen in the future, when none of us really know what actually is going to happen to us. So sort of mill that over in your mind, feel it. What do those words resonate with you? Do you ever think like that? Is there anything that you you know, that you're thinking is like, oh yeah, I've actually thought of that before, or I'm always living in the past of my past fears. I can actually see where I am at present, and I'm always fearful of what's going to happen in the future. You know, so that is a common pattern for everybody, and it's breaking these patterns, breaking these cycles that will help us really heal. So hi to everybody who's just joined. I've not long started, so you know, you've not really missed much. I'm just discussing what we're going to start healing today is fear, and I think it's a pretty big problem at this time in the world. So I've just been discussing things that's sort of come through for me, and explaining who I am. You know, and if you've been on before, you know who I am, so that's fine. But yet, if you're on and you've not subscribed, please subscribe to AshworthScott Live. It's a great team. It's a really great channel to see and experience everything that they provide for you. So yeah, so going back to fear. So what is it actually does for us? What does fear do? You know, what does it do to our physical? What does it do to our emotional? What does it do to our mental, our social, you know, our energetic levels? What does fear do? Does it really help us when it's with us constantly? Not really. It's very low vibrating energy. So when we are surrounded by low vibrating energies all the time, it doesn't help us. You know, we are not the hunter gatherers that we were thousands of years ago when they needed to have that fight or flight. You know, yeah, we do definitely need those situations, but not constant. So, you know, if we're walking out in the woods and we come across a bear, or, you know, someone jumps out at us when we're walking down the street, you know, it's like, yeah, we need our fight or flight systems, and we need our adrenaline, we need our cortisol to run through the body. But unfortunately, the life, the cycles that we're in now, we always have our adrenaline dripping. We always have that cortisol running through our system. We always have our flight or fight mode on. And it's not good for any kind of level that we're living in. So, yeah, going back to the hunter gatherers, you know, they had their fight or flight mode when they went on the hunt. As soon as they came back, right back down to calmness again. The frequency came down, their vibrations were high because what they just caught for their tribe. So let's sort of try and bring that in today, that sort of increasing our vibration and lowering our frequency, just to bring us back into balance. Because at the end of the day, that's all it really is bringing us into balance. You know, we're all out of balance because of what's happening with the world and how our energies are and how we interconnect with people. So it's time to come into balance. You do this for yourself and for the collective. You know, no one can do this for you except for you. So we're going to look at fear through our different perpetual roles. So when I say our roles, we have like our energies that we have through our body. So when we look at the ground level, what the shamans call the serpent level, that is very much the facts of what's going on around us, the facts of what is happening. Everything, you know, it is what it is. So we'll look at it at that level. Then when we come up through our body, we come to our jaguar level, our soul, our emotions. So when we look at how fear affects our emotions, so, you know, it's a lot of shadow work to be done to restore us on that level. Then when we come out of jaguar, we go into hummingbird level, which is what we can see our journey going to, our path, our mythic map, our future. So what would our future be like if we didn't have this problem? Then we would go on to our eagle level. So that's our energetic level, our connection. When everything else is out of balance, with whether that's our states, our roles, our chakras, then, you know, we cannot seem to get these roles, these chakras, these states into balance. So on an energetic level, we will find our connection. We do tend to vibrate lower when we're surrounded by fear, you know, and it's understandable. We go into our limbic brain mode where we can't seem to think for ourselves, and that's when we think we have to look on the outside, when all as it is that we have to do is heal the inside first. So I just wrote some notes down so I don't forget what's been coming through for me. So yeah, so it's a case of when we let go of our fear, we can be more open-minded. We can feel that sense of connection, that sense of balance again. So, you know, I've said before, what does the actual fear do to you, yourself, your body, your soul, you know, like your physical self, emotional self, social, mental, you know, it's not a good energy to have around constantly. So what is it it's actually doing to you, all of you? Because, you know, everything is energy. So when we are feeling this fear on an energetic level, then it affects everything. You know, it manifests in different parts of us. Doesn't matter if it's physical, mental. It always will manifest it when it's on that energetic level. you know, it's really hard to heal when we're in this like low vibrating state. So trying to raise our vibrations at the same time is really hard, even though I'm saying you have to do it for yourself. There's always people out there to help. I'm here to help you today, you know, to guide you. At the end of the day, it's your responsibility to take your healing seriously and what it is and how you want to live with, you know, the rest of your life. So I was thinking about this and what I was going to discuss with you today. And I was an RN many years ago, and it came to me in an image of when I used to do wound care. And it showed me an unhealed wound. But what can happen is sometimes you've got this chronic wound that just won't heal. Sometimes it can get into a state where it's sort of like either scabs over, or the granulation of the tissue sort of just gives it a film over the top. And then you look at this wound and you can see the redness on the outside. You can see it oozing from underneath that film, underneath that scab. So when you peel the scab back, you can see all that festering toxic waste that's coming away from that unhealed wound. Now, when you look at it like that, the outside is trying to heal, but when everything is still stuck on the inside, that toxicity, it's never ever going to heal properly. So you have to peel back. Don't be afraid to look at what's inside, because you know there's that beauty in there, there's that essence in there that you need to heal. So you peel back the scab, you see that everything oozing out, that toxic energy oozing out. You clean it, you help dress it, take care of it, forgive it, you love it. And then eventually it will start healing from the inside out. And that festering wound won't be underneath anymore. You will have a beautiful scar, you know, where this wound was. And you can look at that and go, I actually got over that. I could feel that. I forgave that. I love what I did. So when you think of the fear and how it affects you, but you're still very frightened of going into your stories, into your shadows, think of that festering wound that will heal. It just takes us a little bit of time to get there. That's all. It's not a competition. It's not for a select few of people. This is for everybody. We all have our wounds. We all have our fears. And it's a case of coming together and let's release them. And it's not about being positive all the time, thinking nothing is ever going to affect me, because it will. And that is part of life. It's part of our human experience. So looking at fear in a way where we are not carrying it with us all the time is one way of starting that process, starting that healing journey. Okay. So again, you know, there's no saviors on the outside for you. Everything that you need to heal is from within. You just need to ask for help. That is all. And there's no shame in that. We all need this one point or another in our lives. So, you know, take responsibility. Look at yourself. Look at it that you want to heal. So I had a quote that like really resonated with me, and I feel is really appropriate for today. And it's from Alberto Villoldo, and he said, "We heal the fear, and compassion bursts forth." So when you heal the fear, then you can feel what it is like after the storm is gone. You know, after the wound is healed, you will feel the forgiveness, the compassion, the love. So, you know, when we look at today's events, you know, what's going on around the world, everybody is in fear, and what they're saying and doing to other people because they're not agreeing with what they're doing is all fear-based again. it's coming from their place of coming from that unhealed place, and it's making them scared, it's making them frightened. So, you know, you don't want to start judging other people when you're in that kind of fear frame yourself. So, you know, look at it with compassion. We're going to heal that fear. We're going to bring forth the compassion, and see how you feel afterwards. See what the difference is when you look at another person that isn't doing what you are doing. You know, just because you think you are right doesn't actually mean you are. So there was another quote, and I don't actually know who it was who wrote this, but it says, "The death that has been stalking us is lifelessness." So when we are in this fear state, you know, we're afraid to live our lives. Everything is in fear, that we want to go forth with, what we want to progress with, how we want to live. You know, we're fearful of losing our jobs. We're fearful of our children growing up in a society that isn't that nice. You know, we're fearful of our health. You know, everything is based around fear when you look at it that way. So yeah, so going back to fear and looking at how it affects us. So when we are in a constant state of fear and low vibrating energy, then the cortisol, the adrenaline will constantly be going through our body. When this happens, our immune system is at its lowest. So when you think you're in fear because of a pandemic, then it's, you know, your immune system is going to be low. When you're already creating a drama around what's going on and how fearful you are, your immunocompromised self, you know, will pick up any kind of, you know, symptoms. You know, you will feel ill. It's not to say that you are really ill, but you know, you're compromising your own immune system by being in this fearful state constantly. So it's time to have a good look at ourselves, you know, really feel what this is doing to us. And then it's times like this that makes us see how diseased we are when we live in perpetual states of fear. So this session I'd like to do is for everybody, not just a select few. Like I said before, you know, we are all in this together. Okay, so let's be one. Let's connect. Let's understand our oneness. Okay, so you know, we're gonna be asking ourselves, what does our fear look like? You know, what does the darkness of ourselves feel and look like? You know, when we think of people, when they say, "Oh, it's light and dark," or "It's heavy, it's light," you know, it doesn't really matter, because you know, we all have this energy. It's just that unfortunately we're just out of balance with it. And when we're in fear and any other low vibrating states, then we are afraid to look into our darkness. You know, we're afraid of this heavy energy that we can feel around us. But I feel like, you know, when you lose that fear of looking at your own darkness, then you will see the valuable lessons in there. You will see how it is you can navigate around these and heal and really learn from them. You know, if you don't learn from your lessons, then the teacher will keep coming. And that is because, going back to the festering wound, we just put a band-aid over it, we put a plaster over it just to put it away. You know, it's like the people who just think that we have to be positive and happy all the time. You know, it's not, that is not how we heal. That is not how we should live. You know, we're not going to be happy constantly. It's, you know, you can feel healed from within, and it's always a constant journey for you, but you're never ever going to be this big hippie kind of happy person, you know. So that is not what we are about. but that there is beauty in there. You know, you'll go into your darkness and you will see what you've got to learn. You will feel what you've got to learn. Now, don't worry that you're going to go into your darkness and you're going to come out like to be a narcissist, or your empathy is going to go. You know, you're going to be this awful person because you have admitted and been in your darkness. That's not the case. You know, we will not become narcissists. We won't lose our empathy. We will learn from it. So we shall leave that to the people that go into politics. You know, the politicians. Let's leave that to them. We are the everyday people. We are the voice. We are the people who are healing. We are the ones who are taking our power back and taking control of our own lives. So the darkness is in every single one of us. And it's looking into that and feel the fear. Feel everything that you are not wanting to admit, you know. Because then, only then, we can come back into balance. We will help to solve our problems. We will help to continue on with our life as how we should do. You know, we are having a human experience. We are not here to judge. We're here as beings, yeah, not as doings. So we're going to look at our lightness. We're going to look at our darkness. And we're going to imagine them as scales, and we're going to bring them back into balance for ourselves. Okay, so, you know, going, and I had another image come to me, another story that came to me that is quite relevant for today. And my nan, my mum's mum, the family are from Liverpool, grew up in Liverpool in the UK. And during the Second World War, you know, Liverpool got hit pretty hard, like most major cities right throughout the world. And so one day she was walking back home, and she saw a plane in the sky, thinking it was a British RAF plane. She was waving to it, and as she looked, she noticed it was actually a German scout plane. And in the end, she was getting shot at by this German plane. She was running for her life back to the house. How she didn't get hit, we really don't know, but she didn't. So she made it back home. Unfortunately enough, the RAF came to the rescue and chased the scout plane away. So when my nan got back home, you know, her adrenaline was obviously pumping. You know, it's cortisol was coursing through her veins. But, you know, she survived. And you think of that amount of fear that would be going through a person, you know, but never, ever did she think that had so much hate. She never had hate towards the people of Germany. You know, she never blamed them for it. You know, it was during a time of war. It wasn't the everyday people's fault either. So when you think of that story and you think of my nan, that she never really blamed the enemy, so to speak, you know, why is it today when we're in fear that we're blaming other people? What is that programming? What is that we have been set to judge and blame other people? Is it because we're actually not healing ourselves and looking at other people to take the blame? You know, we really don't know. That is something that you have to look into yourself for. So, you know, my nan, going back to my nan, she had many flaws, as we all do, you know, but she faced her fears, you know, and that is one thing that I always think of. Okay, well, yeah, we do have flaws. We can work on them, but let's face our fears. Let's see what we can heal from these. Okay, so, you know, I look at myself and how much work I have done for me, and you know, I feel like I'm not corrupted by fear anymore. I've looked within myself. I've been inside my darkness. I feel it. I know it's still there. I've faced most of my fears, But you know, there's still more. You know, we're always on this constant healing journey. You know, I've looked into my shadows. I've seen my stories. I've let them go. I know how valuable it is. And you know, when I do look into my shadows, I feel like there's nothing there now but love and forgiveness for a very frightened little girl that was in there. You know, so when you can look at your healing journey like that and what it is that you're wanting to heal, what you're wanting to face and let go of, think of, you know, think of letting go of all that negative energy, that hoocher, that low vibrating states that keep us there from not healing. You know, show yourself forgiveness, show yourself love. You know, you're a human. That's, you know, it's bringing in the scales, bringing in the balance. So yeah, so it's thinking about going easy on yourself, going easy on your words and your thoughts, because they are very powerful tools. They, you know, they will affect people who you're aiming them at. They will affect the energy surrounding everybody. They will affect the energy around the earth. You know, I see people are saying about the pollution has been reduced, which is fantastic. You know, but then you have on the other scale now that people are fearful of other people and they're being very judgmental, and you know, that kind of negative energy has a really negative effect on our Mother Earth, because she, you know, she's here with us. We are part of her. She is part of us, and so we want to go easy on ourselves. We want to go easy on Mother Earth. We want to go easy on other people. So let's reduce this fear that we have. Okay, you know, we're going to think of ourselves as a whole, you know, oneness. You know, so that we need to do this before we can actually even think about judging others. It's that will ease away once you realise how we are all connected, and how we hide things, how we are not healing. Then, you know, you will see your triggers from other people. You will see your faults in other people, rather than taking responsibility for your own creation of your drama, your own faults. You know, take responsibility for your healing. Okay, so yeah, so I think we're actually ready to go ahead with our healing session. And like I said before, we're going to go through the states of healing. So we're going to look at the fear based at the factual level. We're going to look at our fear on the emotional level. We're going to look at our fear, what it's stopping us doing in our future. And we're going to look at how the fear is stopping us having our energetic connection. So we will help release some of this hoocher, some of this fear from our energy, our energetic field, and then bring in balance, bring in the light and the dark to sort themselves out. Look at our shadows, look at our fears. But this, again, it won't clear any imprints that we have had from the original wound. That is something that I do separately. It's very private, it's very individual. So don't think that this is going to heal you and get rid of you. This will just be a beginning to help you along that path. You know, I am here to help. And if you know, want to ask me anything, ask it now, because when we go into the healing session, I'll be guiding and talking my way through it, but I won't be able to see what people are saying on the screen. So yeah, so if you're ready, get yourselves comfortable. Even if you want to lay down, sit up, you know, eyes open. It's better if you have them closed, because then you're actually really going deep within yourself, and it helps to relax more and sort of switches you off. Okay, so does anybody have any questions or anything they want to ask before we go ahead and do this? And it's going to be similar to what we've done before. but it's going to be different in a way how we're going to be seeing how this fear it is that we're releasing. So yeah, so please ask away, and then we will go ahead and enjoy our healing session. You can always come back. This will be put on YouTube for you to look at right throughout. And again, this is something you can do daily, even without looking at this. You can remember sort of what we did, and just practice at home, even for 5 minutes, it doesn't matter. But when you feel things are getting on top and you're feeling really heavy with all this negative, fearful energy, you know, go in and why are you fearful? Why are you doing this? And just go through your states. Go through what it is affecting you and let it go. Go within. Get it all out. Get that festering wound out. You know, get that festering toxic goo out of your body, and then bring in the balance. Bring in what it is you want to do in the future. Your mythic map, your energetic level, your connection. Okay. So again, we will be going through serpent, we'll be going through jaguar, we're going through hummingbird, and we're going through eagle to help bring in these roles that we have in us, our states that will bring these into balance. Okay, so if everyone is relaxed now and in a place where they can sit back and listen, just able to go deep. Okay. Okay, so you're in a safe, sacred space. You're able to work without fear, without judgment, without attachment. You're able to just be yourself. Find out who you truly are. Look at yourself, and you know it's all about forgiveness and love. But first, let's have a look at what it is we're wanting to shift, what it is we're wanting to get rid of. Now, have a think about the fear on a serpent level. Really feel it coming up. What is that fear that you're feeling? Is it health? Is it money? Is it your children? What is it on this basic human level that we're at? What is the fear? Really feel, remember what it is. Feel your memories. Really push them out. Bring them up. Don't be afraid. There's nothing to be afraid of within yourself. Again, looking at on the serpent level, is the fear that you're holding on to from the past, the original wound? Is it the fear that you're holding on to at the moment in the present? What's going on around you? Or is it fear that you're creating, looking into the future? Think what that is. Really bring it up. Really feel it. Really push it out. Is that crisis? Have you had many crises where it's fear has been the base of it? What are they? Bring it up. In a sacred space. It's all good. It's not serving you anymore. This is what you need to get rid of. This is what you're shedding, like a snake sheds its skin. You're shedding these stories, you're shedding these fears. See it falling away. You don't need it any longer. It's not serving any purpose anymore. Really blow it out. Really feel that energy on a physical level. What is your body doing? What is your mind? What's your mind telling you? If your mind's holding you back, then these thoughts, release them, shed them. Like the snake, we need to shed. If we don't shed them, then it just builds and builds and builds, like a festering wound. Shed. Just think of shedding. And have a couple minutes bringing that up. And peace and quiet. And we'll head to our next level. We're still working, releasing and shedding our fears. So, we're still in that momentum of releasing. Don't feel rushed. Take your time. Okay. Now go on to Jaguar, and you can see what these fears do to us. How do they make you feel? What are your emotions? What's your emotional state when you're in this fearful environment? What does it stop you doing? Do you stop looking at your fears? If so, why are you afraid? What's your emotions feel like? Do you want to cry? Does it make you want to shut everybody out? What's this fear doing to you? Feel that energy. Feel that energy of it. What's that energy doing? Yeah. And when we actually honour and face our fears, what does it feel like? Is your power? I can feel our power coming back. Like when you honour yourself, you can feel the force of your own power, your own control. Yeah. Let's release the emotions that's stopping us doing that. Let's release the fear. Let's release being afraid to admit to our problems. Let's release the fear that we don't face them. Let's release looking on the outside and really look within how we heal. Really feel what this energy does. How does this energy affect you emotionally? How does this energy affect your family emotionally? How does this energy affect other people energetically and emotionally? How does it affect Mother Earth energetically when we're all feeling like this? What is the effects? What is the emotional state? Let's really bring it up. Push it up. Use that energy to really feel. There's no need to hold back. Honour your fears. Feel them. Give thanks. Give thanks how they protected you in times that you needed to have that fear. You needed the fight or flight. Give thanks, give gratitude, show love. Is this emotional fear for you, or is it for what others are doing? How does this affect your children? What negative effect does it have on your body, your soul, and your mind? You want to release that energy around that. Feel them being freed up. Yeah, coming up. Again, we'll take a couple of minutes to go through energetically our emotions, our body, our soul, our mind, and releasing that fear that we have around this, but we'll release it today. Just feel it, release it. Again, you're in a safe, sacred space. Okay, so we're still releasing energetically, emotionally, feeling that negative energy release and what it does to our emotions, regardless of what it is you're fearful of, regardless of your beliefs, it doesn't matter. Whether it's the virus, pandemic, 5G, money, governments, control, all these things that attach to us energetically. Yeah. Feel them dispersing, feel them being taken, let the universe guide you, and it will come through. Okay, it's time to bring in the balance. Okay. Think of what it is you've just released and feel that space, feel that energy, feel that space in your energy field. What does it feel like now? Imagine what your life would be like now you've let go of this problem. So space coming into balance, you bring in some more positive energy in. There's a lightness, being kind to the darkness. What's your energy feeling like now? Why don't you bring it in the balance? What's it feel like? Now that you've just released what it is. What does your body feel like? What does your soul feel like? Talk to them. Ask them. You will get the answer. There's no right or wrong way bringing things in and letting go of things. Feel that heaviness going. Feel it really dispersing. Now, prove to yourself who you are. Call in your journey. See your mythic map. See your future. See what you could be like without a problem, without something holding you back. Does it feel good? Feel the connectedness. Feel the energy. Feel the forgiveness. Feel the love. Bring it in. Call it all back. Call that positive energy back. Again, we'll sit for a couple of minutes, calling that in, what it feels like, what it looks like. Just call it all back. Okay, so we're still calling in the higher vibrations. We're still calling in our mythic map, calling in the energy that helps to heal us from within. Okay. Now we're going to look to Eagle and see what Eagle can do for us. Feel how we connect. Really feel our energy field. Really feel where that comes from, how it connects to us, how it can affect everyone else. What does that feel like? Now, it's time to feel the energy of oneness within yourself. Feel it all lining up. Feel your chakras lining up. Feel your states connecting and lining up. Really feel your energy field. What does your energy field look like? Is it shining? Is it glowing? The strength of it, the force that comes from it. What powers do you feel back and forth? You're feeling that connection. Okay. Feel the strength. Okay. So again, imagine it collectively. Joining up to other conscious souls, joining up to Mother Earth. What does that feel like? Really call that in. Really connect to yourself. Connect to the other light beings around the world. Or awake souls. I'm no longer compromised. What do you feel like? Bring it in. Feel that glow. Feel that oneness. Okay. Call it in. Call in that balance. See those scales. See how far you've come and how far you can go. Really bring it in. Again, I'm going to take a couple of minutes to bring this in to our energy field and really connect and feel with it. In a sacred space. Feel that energy. Okay. Feels good. Feels great. Healing from within. Letting go of the fear. Take your time. You don't have to open your eyes straight away. Just take your time coming back into yourself, back into the room, back into being connected. Really feel it. How does it feel? What's your energy like at the minute? Does it feel really light, quite high? Let me know if you can. Comment, please. Just take your time. We're not in a rush. Just feel what it's like. Imagine that you could feel like this most of the time by releasing your fears, releasing all that no longer serves you, and realizing that you should only call on your fear when the time is right, and letting go when the time is right. Really bring that in. Really think about things that we discussed today. Think of what you've been shown when you were in your healing session. Think of how you felt. What did you get from it? Come back to the replay. Keep going over it, and every time you'll get something new out of it. Practice daily. Practice when things are too much for you. Come back to a state of oneness. Yeah. Nahkila was on. Hey, Nahkila. Yeah, she's going to catch the replay. So that's like anybody, catch the replay. Please pass it on. Do your bit that you can to really help guide you through times of fear. So just to leave you on a little note that came to me last night, actually, to really bring in a sense of balance and how we can live together. So there was a lot of things coming through about replacing things that are in our field, that are in our minds, that are in our emotions. And, having this human experience, it's a great way to experience these things. That's why we're here. But when we tend to hold on to them, that's when things get out of balance and it becomes trouble for us. So in times of great need, think of what it is that you want to replace. So what came to me last night was replace judgment with understanding. Replace hate with love. Replace jealousy with sharing. Replace fear with compassion. Replace loneliness with connection. Replace failure with lessons. Replace ego with soul. Replace I with we. Replace bitterness with forgiveness. Replace competitiveness with oneness. Replace the mind with freedom. So when that came through for me, it really resonated with what it is we wanted to shift and what we wanted to heal today. So I'm going to leave it here. It's been great, and I'm so full of gratitude that you've been able to join me today, and how it's so amazing that we can work together like this. I'm here to serve. I really enjoy energy work. It feels like it's the base of everything for me. So I am going to go. I am actually going to go and brush my dog's teeth. So going back to serpent level on everything that needs doing as it is. So I leave you with love and gratitude, and hopefully a bit more lightness, a bit more freedom, and just a bit more positivity in our fields that we need at this time. So I thank you again for joining me, and have a great day. And again, always come back to yourself, and you can catch the replay and do this time and time again. Okay, thank you. Goodbye.